Hey guys, Tim here from Candid TV. So today we are taking a look at the BenQ TH685. I'm happy to announce that BenQ sent this over for me to take a look at and show to you guys. So I did review the 585 recently, about a few weeks back, and we're going to take a look at this one today. And as you can see, this is the setup I kind of got for it. And even in the lights there, that was with lights on, you can kind of see the performance with this, and it looks pretty solid. So settings wise and setup, this is very similar to the TH585. I'll show you here again. This is actually from the TH585 setup, but this is exactly what you're going to see when you power this on as well. You're going to pick the way that you're going to project this, whether it's front, ceiling, rear, whatever. And then you kind of have the same other options. You can set up your vertical keystone, digital lens correction, and lens shift at the start. And so that's all the stuff you're seeing here. It's pretty cool, and there's a lot of customization. You can also set up an advanced menu, which I'd recommend if you really want to fine-tune kind of your controls and everything. You can also do a basic menu if you want to just kind of keep it simple, but I'll show you here a little bit too, kind of in the background. That advanced setup is something I went over in that TH585 video as well. So I'd recommend checking that out, because that one's going to be a lot more in depth than this one too, because I kind of showed all the setup and everything you're going to see. And as far as that, this is going to be very similar to the setup of that TH585. You do have a very robust menu with those options, so you can change the settings for like what color wall you're projecting on. You can change the cinema modes for the picture, and you can change, audio modes and things like that. And this is where you're going to change kind of for like the game settings and the game picture mode, game sound mode, that kind of thing. This projector will actually automatically detect if you have HDR content connected to it. So like when I was playing Final Fantasy VII Remake on my PS4, it basically gave me a pop-up saying that HDR content was available, and I could click to enable that. So that's pretty cool as well. And speaking of that, like HDR content, like one of the big things that sets us apart from the TH585 is, as far as the input, this can accept 4K HDR content. The native resolution is still going to be that 1080p, but for input wise, it will accept the 4K HDR. And this is 3500 lumens, and that's anti-lumen, so it's plenty bright, just like the TH585 as well. And this has an ultra low latency. It's got 8.3 milliseconds latency, and that's at 120 hertz, and that's the 1080p footage. So you're not going to notice any lag. This is amazing for gaming. And like I mentioned, this does pack that enhanced game mode and kind of the game sound mode, so you can change that over to those settings. Essentially what the game mode does is it kind of helps in the contrast aspect. Like if you're in a very dark part of the video game, it'll kind of auto tune that so that you can see a little bit better, and it's going to give you a better overall picture. Like the TH585 as well, this does support 3D, so you need DLP active link glasses, and obviously like a 3D Blu-ray player, or PlayStation, something that can play Blu-ray at that point. And this projector is relatively new, but it's basically $7.99 right now on Amazon, and it's already got 414 reviews, and it's got a 4.6 out of 5-star rating. And this is the 2020 model that I have here. They do have the other model kind of under that listing as well. As far as the inputs, you've got a lot of options. You have your audio in and out, and so that's great because you can basically hook up an external speaker pretty easily. You can either do line in with an aux cable, or you can use a Bluetooth transmitter and pair that up with an external set of speakers that way. You got 2 HDMI ports, PC in, RS-232 in, USB Type A, and a monitor out. One of the other huge changes from the TH585 is the speaker. So this has a 5-watt speaker by Trivolo, and it's got an equalizer, and when I was at 5 of 20 volume, that was good enough for me. So I actually, the one day, unhooked this just to test it out. I forgot to plug in my external speakers again the next following day, so I was watching this for a while, and I completely forgot that I didn't have external speakers connected to it. That's how good these speakers are.
This is a very, very capable projector, and it is honestly, I think, my favorite projector I've tested out to date, and I'm going to tell you why coming up here.
I would highly recommend this if those onboard speakers are going to be something that's definitely important to you as well, because there is definitely a big difference from the TH585. When they say they improved the sound and the speakers, they definitely did. Going from that TH585 to the 685, even when using external speakers, the difference was very noticeable, because I found that I was keeping the volume level way lower on the 685 because it seemed like it packed much more of a punch even with using the external speakers. So they say that this has a 15,000 hour lamp life. So they claim then that based on 4 hours of daily use, that's going to give you 10 years of life in this lamp. So typically when they give those type of facts and statistics, that's based on, you know, like kind of a more conservative lamp life mode and color settings and stuff like that. I'll put a picture up here right now as I'm talking about that, and it kind of clarifies that. But yeah, typically, I mean, even if you're using this, then that's 10 years. Think of that as an extreme. If you're using this on the highest setting and, you know, the brightest and most colorful and everything, cinematic mode, you're still going to get a good amount of lamp life out of that bulb. So people always ask, like, how far away do you need to have your projector to get X size picture? So funny enough, like the example they give is 8.2 feet away gives you a 100-inch diagonal screen. I have a 100-inch diagonal screen up on my wall here, so the footage that you're seeing is basically a 100-inch diagonal picture. And I'll also put in the description, kind of like I did for that TH585 review, I'll put the manual there and any other info I think is helpful, because there is, like, say, a size chart for the screen that BenQ gives as well, so you can kind of see, you know, if you want X amount size picture, then this is about how far away you're gonna want to have it. So that way, if you're planning, you know, setting up your home theater, or even if you're just throwing this in your living room, you can kind of get a good idea of where exactly you're going to have to put your projector to get that desired screen size. The other thing I really like with this projector is also from that TH585, you've got that lens shift. So that digital lens shift is awesome. Basically, you can vertically raise and lower the entire picture on the wall, and this, kind of like the TH585, also has a bit of an elevated throw kind of projection angle, so the projector is actually lower than the picture, you know, kind of upwardly projects onto the wall, which I prefer, honestly, because then I don't have to crank my tripod up, you know, ridiculously high like I do on a lot of other budget options and cheaper models. So that's pretty neat, because then if you need to dial in your picture anymore and your setup isn't exactly perfect, then you have a lot of flexibility on kind of moving that picture up and down. And then you also have the digital vertical keystone correction. So that's another option. This does not have the horizontal correction, but that kind of just comes down to your setup and making sure that you got it pretty straight on in the first place. You know, the remote on here has pretty much all the options you need as well, just like the TH585. You've got easy buttons to change your picture setting and things like that. It's got the eco blank on there, so if you want to kind of blank it out and turn the lens off and help conserve if, you know, you have some downtime or you get up to step away real quick, that's on there. So everything you can possibly need is on that remote. So picture wise and function wise, I use this for gaming. I have a PlayStation 4 and I use this for Final Fantasy VII Remake and put a good amount of hours into that. I also use this for some of our streaming services like Apple TV and Hulu and things like that as well. Just like the TH585, this has great picture. Like I said, it's the native 1080p footage that you're gonna see, and I'm very impressed with it. At nighttime, your footage looks amazing and crisp, and even during the daytime, you get a pretty good picture out of this. If you have heavy light coming in, especially now that it's kind of getting closer to summer and things like that, I've been noticing if you have very harsh lighting coming in and, you know, you've got a lot of light that comes in, like my living room at times, it's still kind of tough to game, say at like 4 o'clock or something like that in the afternoon. But if you can really control your lighting, or if this is going in a basement or something like that, then you're gonna have great performance with this projector. That being said too, even if you have some modest lighting, or if you've got some lights on in your apartment or your home, you can still use this and it still looks pretty darn good. Like I showed earlier, and I'll show here again, this footage that I'm showing you right now is with actually a couple lights on in the room. So it looks pretty good still, and you know, you're gonna have a little bit of, you know, some washed out picture if you have some other lights on, obviously. And pitch black is when this is going to perform at its best, but that doesn't mean at all that you can't use this with some lights on or with a little bit of light during the day still. Like I said, this thing is 3,500 lumens, and that's ANSI lumens, and that's, you know, actual good quality. A lot of the budget projectors, they kind of inflate their ratings and they're using lux instead of lumens and things like that. Like this packs a punch in the brightness department. The fan noise on here isn't bad at all either, and while I'm talking about this here, look at the screen. I'm going to put up the actual decibels that I measured from a couple distances away here. I think I did about 1.5 feet away. and then about 7 feet away, which is about puts me on my couch from where it is in the center of the room. So you're gonna still hear the fan a little bit, but these speakers on here can definitely overpower it, and you can hear everything very clearly. Like I said, this model, the speakers are amazing. And then obviously if you hook it up to a set of external speakers, you're gonna really have a lot more control over that audio quality and the volume as well. That's always what I recommend, is hooking up to a set of external speakers if you can. But definitely with this model, the onboard speakers are pretty awesome. So as you're seeing some of the footage here that I'm showing you with kind of gaming and some of the video quality and things like that, just like the TH585, this looks amazing. You're gonna get real crisp quality. It's gonna look really good, even for the gaming and looking at menus and looking at maps and things like that. It's definitely very clear. You don't have any problem discerning any of that small text on the screen, which is great. So if you really wanted to, you probably could use this for some web browsing, possibly use this for presentations and things like that. But overall, the color accuracy and the brightness on this projector is pretty awesome. So overall, this is definitely a great projector if you're looking at this. It's very feature packed. It's got great picture quality. The sound on this is definitely a step up above the TH585. The response time is even lower on this model than the TH585 as well. And I think you'll definitely be happy if you purchase this projector. The link to purchase this will be down there below in the description. That will be an affiliate link, so if you actually purchase through there, even if you don't go with this one, it helps me out, so I'd appreciate it. But let me know if there's anything I missed or anything else you'd want some feedback on. Drop a comment down there below and I'll do my best to get back to you. And I know a lot of you guys are probably going to be looking to possibly comparing the TH585 to this TH685. So I tried to do that a little bit already in this video, but at the end here, I'm going to put the full review and setup of the TH585. Like I said, the setup is basically the same on these models, and you just have a difference in some of the specs. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it, but I think I'm going to make a video specifically comparing the TH585 to the TH685 as well. Like I said at the beginning of this video, BenQ did send out this projector for my review. They did not tell me that I had to say anything at all, and so far my experiences with the TH585 and now this TH685 have been very positive. I think both of them are great options. Like I said, I think it just depends on which one you're thinking of, but check out that TH585 review there, and you'll see a subscribe icon popping up here too, so definitely hit that if you want to see more projector reviews like this, and if you want to see that comparison video between these two projectors. Thank you guys for watching here with me today. I appreciate all the support. You guys take care till the next one.